Welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another petty revenge Reddit video. Don't let your dog crap on other people's property in my neighborhood, you'll be sorry. Not long after I moved into my house, I got a dog. About a year later, a new neighbor moved onto our street, and he also had a dog. Everything seemed fine to me for about 7-ish months, and then I noticed that the older woman across the street had handmade little signs on sticks stuck into the ground along the front of her lawn saying, "Please don't let your dog poop in my yard." I thought it was pretty funny and chalked it up to her being a cranky old lady. Not long after that, I was cleaning dog poop in my own yard. I had a great designated patch of grass on the opposite side of the driveway, ideal for this. When I scooped a poop that seemed larger than most of my dog's poops, I figured maybe I'd given too many treats. I don't know. Didn't think much of it. A week later, I was doing my daily poop scooping again when I noticed another really large pile of crap, only this time there was a bunch of corn kernels in it. Flipping disgusting. So I instantly knew this was definitely not my dog's crap. I was pissed. Then I remembered the cranky old lady's signs. Maybe she wasn't just cranky and old after all, or at the very least, justifiably so. I decided I would keep a much closer eye on what was going on in my neighborhood from now on. I pretty much keep to myself and don't bother anyone. One day I'm washing dishes at the sink, and out of the window I see a dog unleashed coming running into my backyard. I'm watching, trying to rinse and dry my hands because my dog is flipping out barking. As I get to the door, the unknown dog squats and starts dropping bombs. I flew outside and was about to start yelling at the dog when I saw the owner standing at the end of my driveway watching. I was absolutely astounded. I said, "Hey, your dog just crapped in my yard. What the flip?" He responded with, "Yeah." I said, "Well, you need to clean that up, now." He looks around and pats his pockets and says, "I don't have anything to put it in." I asked why he hadn't brought a baggie along like a normal, courteous person, to which he shrugged and said, "Do you have one I can use?" "Nope, sorry, no can do." I told him he'd have to go get one and come back and that I would wait. So he did. He walked home, got a bag, and when he returned, I was waiting in my driveway. He cleaned up his dog's mess and we had no issues for the next few months. Towards the end of that spring, I noticed every right to be cranky old lady had her handmade signs up again. Uh-oh, not again. Did this guy not learn? And damn, how rude! I decided I would have to, again, keep a lookout. About a week and a half later, over Memorial Day weekend, I had some family over. My brother, his wife, and my 2 nieces, ages 4 and 2, they came over for a cookout. The adults were chatting, cooking, having a few drinks, while the kids were playing in the backyard by the garden when my 4-year-old niece comes over and starts tugging on my brother's arm. The smell hit us both instantly. They had been playing in dog crap. I thought my brother's wife was going to go ballistic. Who could blame her? And I will tell you that if looks could kill, I would be a cold, decomposing body in the ground right now. She asked me why. Why would I let them play where my dog's bathroom is? I kept trying to tell her I didn't. We have a designated poop area. I don't know why there was poop. But I did know. Oh boy, did I know. It took everything in me not to march down the street and confront Dog Crap Man. I decided it would only start trouble because I didn't know if I could keep my temper under control. Needless to say, it ruined the cookout and pretty much the whole visit, and I have never been so embarrassed. A week went by and I was still infuriated, even more so after stewing in it. I decided that this called for some good old-fashioned revenge, and I was going to school this butthole once and for all. Spring turned into summer, and I let my anger motivate me to be patient. My plan would take some time. As time passed, I continued my daily poop scooping, only now, instead of disposing of it, I was collecting it in a bucket with a lid. I would leave it out in the hot sun for maximum odor. After 3.5 humid, scorching summer months of collecting turds, The final phase of the mission was quickly approaching. I think it's worth noting that I didn't see Dog Crap Man all summer, or his dog, and I wondered if he had finally learned or gotten an earful from one too many neighbors. It didn't matter though. His fate was sealed. I chose a beautiful night. Fall was just around the corner, so the temperatures were cooler and humidity lower. I sat out by the fire and got pretty plastered. Sometime between 2:30 and 3 a.m., I took my bucket of feces and staggered down the street. I remember standing there for a moment smiling as I imagined Dog Crap Man walking out his door in the morning to the sights and smells that awaited him. Then I tore off the lid and flung all that crap everywhere. It was a lot of crap. It was one of the most satisfying things I've ever done. I'm probably going to hell, but it was worth it. I drove by his house the next afternoon and he had hired a cleanup crew. He glared at me as I passed. He was pissed, but I was smiling, elated. That man's dog never crapped in anyone's yard again. Ever. Sorry, we sold it. Back in the 90s, our landline phone number was one digit different from an auto repair workshop, and I would frequently get calls from customers misdialing, looking for this repairer. No big deal, I'd just let them know, easy mistake. Maybe have a laugh, no problems, but it was starting to become a bit of a pain. One day I got this call from some lady. I said, hello. The first thing out of her mouth was, is my car ready yet? I've been waiting all day and I have important things to do. This irritated me instantly with her rude attitude. So, thinking quick, I asked for her name and said, I'll go find out. I put the phone down and went outside to have a smoke and had to think about what to say. After a few minutes, I picked up the phone and informed her that I'd just spoken to the manager and he told me that after a good bit of haggling, he managed to get $2,000 for the car, and if she could come down this afternoon, he would have the cash for her. This, as you can imagine, went down like a lead balloon. She lost the plot, big time, saying it was only in for repairs, calling us thieves and threatening to call the police. She would have us all arrested if her car wasn't there when she came to collect it when the taxi dropped her off. I said, sorry, but it's not here. It was taken about an hour ago. If she wanted to come down and have a chat with the manager, she was quite welcome to. Sorry, I have to go. We are very busy. And then I hung up. I've always felt a little guilty for that poor manager, but I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall when she turned up. Math teacher won't give me 100%? Okay, how about 51%? This happened a decade ago in grade 10 math. I am quite good at math. I've always grasped it very quickly with high 90s as my average, though I failed English, which I thought was impossible. Anyways, my teacher was always on our cases about his teaching ability, and no student ever left his class with less than 60-some%, how his methods could teach anyone. My teacher had a habit of adding a bonus question every unit test, with each test being worth 10% of our final grade and the final worth 40%. After so many weeks and exams, we were coming up on the first report card, and I had gotten over 100% on every test. So when I opened the card, I was less than zealous about my mark being 99.9%. When I approached him, he said that he couldn't hand out a perfect 100. I asked why, and he stated, I can't score something as 0 or 100. It's just the way it is. Cue my revenge. I did my math to figure out how to end my class with 50%. I purposefully got a 0, which he gave me on every unit exam after, and made sure to only answer 23 questions on my final. He, throughout this ordeal, told me I was being foolish and that it would only affect my own future, to which I replied repeatedly it would also affect his precious record. It was right before the final that the vice principal and the teacher called me in to have a talk about my conduct. I explained the thorn that started it all. The teacher went on to say I was damaging my future, and all the vice principal said after it all was, you should have given him the 100. I ended up with a 51 final grade. It was enough for me to get 2 trades, to make more money than him, and to ensure myself a comfortable future. This is John from Slash Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, then subscribe. I would love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.